This is Justin Scoop on Thursday, December 4th, 2025. Taking a look at SPX. So we had a really nice bull gap and opened up above, just slightly above yesterday's candle. Excuse me. And, this is looking like a rest after battle. We've got some resting in between. We got bookends with the bull candles. We're gapping up. Okay, let's go. Let's go bullish. And we didn't. So we actually have a candle here that looks pretty similar to this one. Similar open price, some selling off, some recovery, giving it a lower wick. Will we have this candle tomorrow? Um, we'll see. Are we there? I don't know. We've had all kinds of things like repeating. So I remember saying on this day, we're so close to the all-time high. We'll probably just go there. I remember saying that. I think I said it on the video of that day. And then we had this massive pullback. So I'm not necessarily going to say that right now. Um, Even though we are really close, all we have to do is gap up, and then it's a gap and go. It's a trap. But same thing. Like, what if we open up? What if we have a gap down and we're down here opening like this level, and then go? Like, could we make another candle like that? Like that one? I don't know. Gonna have to wait and see how things open. So till then, and it really could go either way. It could go up, down. It could go sideways too. Uh, let's dive into the 3 minute. So ignore the red line. Today, yeah, it just didn't work to go bullish out the gate. It was just a lot of selling. I was having a hard time kind of like looking for like what is going on in here. This is pretty wide. It just sold off a bunch. Is it going to keep going? Okay, it's going, and then it completely recovers. So it's like what is the framework for today? The main framework kind of zooming out. And I was in a bunch of positions just wrong. So I was trying to get it, go bullish at the open. That didn't work. I was trying to go bullish a little bit later. I'll show you where because I ended up getting trapped, which makes me think that I've got the right idea that this was like a high and then a hesitate and then the trap because I was looking for some bullishness. Actually, after this came in and pulled back, I was in some bullishness over here and then it just chopped sideways, almost got stopped out here still in it gave this plenty of space. And then it started to run. It's like, yes, this is it. Let's go. And then that's why I feel like it was a trap. Because that just immediately gave it up. I got stopped out, I think at 1241. So somewhere I think may have been on that candle or right around here. Yeah, I think that was the 12. No, that's 1242. So I think I got stopped on that candle, which kind of sucks. But anyway, if this is the right setup or the right framework, high, hesitate, and then trap, um, let's kind of walk through what happened. So I was literally trapped. I was in a bullish position, did not continue up. I got stopped out. Not trapped, but I already had to stop. So that's good. Um, this is an evening star reversal. All right. So you got the 3 candles here, bullish candle, a smaller candle here. That's kind of the high point, and then a bear candle. So that's reversing. You got a bear engulfing candle. You got somewhat of like a bull flag here. So like it's on its way down and it's resting, which we're talking about bullishness on, you know, looking like that on the daily and not playing out. This is actually an engulfing candle. The high is higher than the previous bullish candle, and it's bearish, and the low is lower than the previous candle. It's got a lower wick. I don't like so much. It's the red line is not anything. It's not like it. Oh, look, it bounced. It's a hammer, but it also, as a hammer, did not, go sideways and then continue to break out, which it should have, right? As a hammer, as we had some bullishness here, and then you have this candle below the 21. You've got some bullishness that's coming in, but it's like okay, all we have to do is really break below these, which we started to do here. We're almost to the point of breaking below the low, and I just drew those right on the 100. All we have to do is break down. There we go. We break down. Here's a retest. And then this thing sinks and probably sank faster than a lot of folks were expecting because we took out the low, previous day's low or previous low intraday within a few candles, and then it still went lower. And then it rallied, but it rallied back into like the low here or the low here where I'd kind of gotten in to the bullish position. So it was holding this as then a resistance. So anyway, this was the big move, just walking through what those candles look like. And then you can also see something similar happening. Here's the 6850 call, where you've got this really pretty good support level here, right around 7, 8, somewhere in there. And same thing, we're coming down from like 13. Here's some bearishness coming in. We're going really sideways. All we really need to do, like if we get some bullishness, okay, we've gone from maybe 8 back up to 13, okay, 8 to 12, something like that, 50% gain on the option. All we have to do is take out this low in here around 8, 7, somewhere in there. All we have to do is take that low out, and then we should sink. And that's exactly what we did on this option. It came all the way down to like what is this, 150, somewhere in here. So going from 750 down to 150, it got cut in a fifth. We're talking about a 50% increase if it just got some bullishness. It got cut by 80% dropping here. So that's the call. You don't want to be in that, but could you have been in the put? All right. So here is the kind of reverse picture on the put. We got, it's kind of hard to match this up. Let's go back to the four corners, kind of match up. Okay, so we were looking at the evening star reversal here. What are we getting here? We're kind of getting an evening star reversal or a morning star reversal, right? But then we move that direction, just like we move this direction. And as this is resting and not really moving back up to the high, this actually pulls back and is pretty much even with the morning star reversal, which makes this look like an incredible double bottom. So if that's the framework, I'm going to switch back over to this. So if you can wait for the put and you see, okay, if I come, so I like this move. If I can get back down into this area and buy down in here, okay, look at the option. It's $1. Buy it at $1. That's the setup. Buy for $1, stop down at 0, right? It's $100 risk. That's $100 right there per contract. Okay. That's the setup. Buy for $1 and then set your target. Where's your target? Well, you could do a target of 3. You could do a target of 5. You could do a target of 8. You can do a target of 11. I like to do 11. Just from $100 to $1,100, that's $1,000 gain per contract. I love those setups. I don't get enough of those setups, but that's what happened. It worked really well, and it's just like being disciplined to do that every time. Have the most opportune setup to happen. A lot of times I'll do okay, buy for $1 and a target at 6. That's another good one. It's a pretty significant move, but usually when these things get going, they really move the option. You can see, like, this is the 68.35 put. The 68.35 was basically the previous intraday low, from earlier in the morning. And we're about 20 points out of the money right through here as we're kind of doing some consolidation. We're 20 points out. 20 points at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 1 p.m. Central, and you're looking to buy at $1. You could even bought it on the morning star reversal here, the evening star reversal here. You could have, but okay, let's say you see the consolidation, you set your entry at $1. Let's say you just get one. Okay, you're 20 points out. All of a sudden, it starts to move in your direction, and it's like, okay, it's slowly getting going. Here we go, and then it rips up. It's like, okay, get out. That's it hands you a gift. The market's handing you a gift. Just get out and take a profit and run. And there you go. That's the set. That was a great setup on today. And I should have flipped when I got stopped out with that. And I didn't, because this gave me plenty of time to get in for $1 on this particular option. And I missed it. So I hope this is something that we can all learn from, especially me, because I really want to be in more of these. They don't all move this way. Maybe if it doesn't hit 11 after 20 minutes, 30 minutes, you set your target in. There's different ways you can set this up and just like wait for the consolidation. look for these patterns. There's some other patterns that kind of played out today, but this is the main thing. And looking for that trap, it really got things going bearish. I was actually surprised we got so much strength coming in as this consolidated. We kind of ran into this kind of wall here, and then we were consolidating. It's like, oh, this is going to go down. This was just the first sell of the day. This is going to tank, and then we rallied from here. It's like, okay, I'm wrong again. So we'll see what happens. But there were some great opportunities today. Even if I had taken, if I had made this and then taken this, it'd still be up huge. If I took this bullet, or sorry, if I took this bearish and then took this bearish, I would have just lost small here after winning huge here. I mean, just that's kind of the setup. You're playing with house money at this point if you're up so much here and then looking for it to repeat. Sometimes it repeats, sometimes not. In a sideways day like this, it probably doesn't repeat as much. You kind of, if you miss this, you kind of miss that big bear move. It looked like it was going to get going again here, and then that held up. So, there were some warning signs that's like, hey, we're going to kind of stay range bound on today. And actually, if you look, let me max this out, and then we'll zoom out. Like we've been going sideways for what is this, 5 days, 6 days? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, more or less sideways. That's the consolidation I was talking about yesterday. That looked like, hey, we broke out. We got the high here, high here. Okay, we broke out, came back. All of this choppiness is like a big kind of looking like a double bottom. It's not. It's just a sideways sort of channel thing. And so yesterday I was saying we kind of made this sort of shape, not that, this sort of a shape like this. Okay, so we kind of have like sort of the resistance that broke out, retested, and then today we gapped up. So like we gapped up here, like at above the high. It's like, oh, we're just gonna rip because we already retested yesterday with this. I mean, this is just we're going. So anybody who bought at the yesterday close was up at the open. If they did an options, there's a chance you weren't actually up. But anyway, that was the framework, and then we're just back into it today, just back sideways, same sort of range. And so something is building, something bigger is coming. Let's just wait for some signals to know where to go, which direction, bullish or bearish. I don't know which one. There's not a lot of room to get up to a new all-time high. We could run there. We could, fly past that. If I pull this in, we've got the uptrend channel that I've had on here for a while, way up here at 40. Sorry, wow, 71.50. Getting into that price. We're getting back. If we keep going up, we're getting back into another crossing point for this line, this steeper uptrend or angle we interacted with here, but never pushed back up here. So there are plenty of times that we've interacted with this and kind of drew this from in the past. So, will we come into, is this like an X marks the spot? I'm always looking for those. There are other things that overlap saying, hey, this is where we could hit. That's a massive bull move. Not out of the question. Look what we just did. We put in 5 bull candles from nearly the low of the channel to the midline. We could easily do 5 more bull candles from the midline up to the top of the channel. That looks like it's about 5 days away. What's that, the 11th? So 11th. That's five trading days away. That's next Thursday. So it's like, could we just run there? Yeah, we've rested enough. We could just run there. I don't know if that's going to happen. That'd be really cool if it did. And I'll point back to this video if that ends up happening because it's like, yeah, I called it, but that's not how we trade. We just got to wait for the right setup, wait for the right patterns, and then be in the right side of the trade or be able to gain when the market's going to either direction. But make sure you understand how you're trading, what you're clicking, that you're the one who is executing the trade. And I hope this helps. This is Justin. Thanks.